Alright, fingers crossed. Please, please be it. Right, so we're back again. Hopefully, this is it. So the washing machine's finished. So hopefully the washing machine isn't going to cause these problems. Yeah, so apologies deeply for all the bloody power cuts and stuff. So we had yet another power, well, I say power cut. It's not really a power cut, but more, who was I even playing as? Did I even finish the Onoki fight? I'm gonna say I didn't. I can't remember if I did or not. I'm gonna say no. Let's try that again. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah, so the washing machine's finished. Fingers crossed. We reckon that possibly the washing machine was in a faulty plug. So obviously when the washing machine starts needing lots more power during its cycle, it then just overloads the switch, the plug just overloads and just turns all the power off. So that's what we reckon is going on. The other possibility is that my PC is a bloody power leech. And it's the actual my PC that's the problem. One or the other, we will find out. So if we get another power thingamabob, we know that it's the plug that my PC's plugged into is causing the problems. Yeah, so fingers crossed we don't get another. It's taken us like 45 minutes to do like 10 fights. So probably definitely won't be able to do as many fights as I thought. But we'll see how we go. See how much we managed to do. My ears itchy. Yeah, so again, do apologise for that. Are you putting fish on? Yeah. Okay, yes please. I'll just have 2, thanks. Oh, come on. Lovely, jubbly. No, definitely weren't doing this, yeah. Oh my. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Right, and now, bam. Done. We should have managed to do 14 fights in the span of 45 minutes, which is not pleasant. Okay, so next is Shino and Hiruzen. Yeah, so not only now do we have to look at, so we've got a bubble, so problems in the house so far. Let's make the list. So not necessarily a problem, just more of a annoyance more than anything, is the toilet roll holder in the bathroom is a bit close to where you sit, and your lovely luxurious toilet roll massages your feet. Or massages your leg, should I say. Next one is the laminate. In the kitchen, the floors aren't necessarily like wood floors or like lino or anything like that. It's like a thin laminate that looks like wood that's been put in there. And sort of where you walk into the bathroom, the laminate has unstuck. So Oh no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, so the laminate's unstuck, so there's like a big bubble. So I mean, it's not huge, but it is annoying. So you like press down and you can hear the crunching of the laminate as you push the bubble back down. So this is that. We've got the bloody washing machine, or the plug that the washing machine's going into, I think, is now bloody overloading the switch and cuts all your power off when it hits the spin cycle. So that's great. And what else have we got? What else? Another minor thing, over the front doors there's like little like rolly blind things you can pull down. They don't have any strings. You've literally got to like pull it down, and then on one of those doors, it's like not stuck, but it's like really, you got to like really yank it, and then of course you have to manually like roll the roll up to get it back up. And because it was hard to get down, it's equally hard to get back up. So there's that. But again, that's just my minor, like more of an annoyance rather than a problem. Yeah, the doors stick a little bit. I mean, I make this house sound amazing, don't I? But it actually is. Like, all this being said, I mean, every house will come with problems. And half of the well, actually most of the problems, excuse me, you won't even, like, know are a thing until you actually start living in it. So, all things said and done, not too bad. I mean, it's got lovely carpets, it is warm, it's got a fireplace, so it is very toasty, and the best thing about the fireplace, and you will understand this if you pay for your own power, is it's free heating, technically. I mean, like it's not free, obviously, like if you have to source your own, if you've got to source firewood and all that sort of stuff, it's technically not free, like really, because you still got to pay for wood and stuff, but, and you're not having to, like, you know, you can have heating for hours and you're not like eating into your electricity bill. Oh, it's beautiful, it's lovely. I'm very happy. Especially because I'm one of those people that like watches our power bill like an absolute hawk. Like I've got an app on my phone which I can track like daily usage and everything, and I'm just like, we used $7 of power yesterday. What's happening? This isn't good enough. I'm one of those people. Much, I'm sure, to the annoyance of the boy, but hey, at least it means that I can catch when we're using way more power than we should be sooner rather than later. When we're wrecked with like a $200 bill, but we're not wrecked with a $200 bill because I am very onto it with the power. Hey, stop! Well, I just realised we've got two long range peeps. Lovely. Yeah. So then all that's being said, so if the power cuts out one more time, we know it's not the washing machine and it's actually my PC, because then the problem is also going to be, if it's a case of we actually can't have too many appliances on at once in the house, then it's going to be a bit of a mish when, because with both of our works, we can have like a day or two a week where we work from home. So we were planning on like matching the days that we've got working from home, just so like we don't have to take a car into town. But if both of us have got our computers going at the same time, and then it starts power cutting again, or we're going to be in for a rough ride. Oh no, wrong one. Can you just go up? There we go. Thank you. Yeah, because I've got, so in this room, like over there is like a game shelf with like all our game stuff. We're going to have like a TV, because there's like a panel heater against that wall, which we don't need, because I reckon if we turn it on, half an hour later we've used like $20 of power, and that is not acceptable. That is not acceptable in my households. So we're taking that panel heater away eventually, whether we sell it or not, don't know yet. And what's it? So then there'll be a TV up there, couch along here, and then gonna be able to finally hang up like our swords and battle axes and stuff. Finally, And then we're going to have, so behind me, like directly behind me, I've got the boys' desk and PC and everything. So it's kind of like a games slash entertainment slash office room. But like the intended goal is, well, so it's at the moment we've got the Wait a second. Hang on a second. Did you all see that? Can you destroy the buildings? This house right beside me, when the birds flew past her, it like destroyed the house. I have never noticed that before. They've actually got technically destructible environments. Whoa. The things I have noticed in this game since just playing it over and over, it's madness. But sick at the same time. It's fabulous. Anyway, yes, this is going to be our faux thing. We've got the TV currently in the lounge, which is like down and around the corner. But intention is we'll have the TV in here, so any kind of like TV, electronics, blah, 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 will be in this room. And then the lounge will be kind of like if you just want to chill, sit back on the couch, like no electronics anywhere, obviously other than your phone and stuff, and all that sort of thing. Then we can... now, this is technically going to be a law fight-ish, technically. And so I'm going to have it there. I think, because there's no Tanzaku Town. Yep. In this, but anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so there's going to be like my little cozy corner. I could do like cross-stitching and jigsaw puzzles. Will be in the lounge. Yeah, so this will be office slash entertainment slash gums room. It's going to be fabulous. And it's going to be great because then when I have a housewarming party with all my peeps from work, they're kind of going to come in and they'll be like, holy hell, this looks amazing. I'm like, exactly. I have the best house at work. Soz, guys. Oh, beans. Thank you. Right, I'm picking it up. I'm getting it. Like, I'm slowly getting the timing of thing. I've got to get them to chakra dash in, and that's how I'm going to get those ultimates to hit. All right. I really should probably be finishing those law fights with ultimates to see if they get like different worded things. Ah, beans. But not Kabuto because no. Because just no. Yes, it's going to be so fresh and fruity. It's going to be lovely and cozy. And then we're going to have things up on the wall because now we've got like stacks upon stacks of posters that we've never ever been able to hang up. So we can have like, because we've got like a Middle Earth poster, we've got like a Mandalorian poster, we got I got him a Red Dead Redemption displate as well, so we can finally hang up our displate. What else we got? Got him an Evil Dead poster. Which will probably frame as well. He wants it framed. Yeah, we've just got all these posters and things that we can now hang up. It's going to be fabulous. Yeah. Although the kitchen actually, so the kitchen is interesting because it kind of feels like you can sort of sense what the original kitchen was. But they've kind of like, imagine like you can see the kitchen, but then around it has been like 5 different DIY jobs all at different times. So there's like shelves that don't match, like bits of wood that looks like it's been put there but wasn't part of the original thing, but kind of like put there for some reason that you can't seem to work out what the reason is. So it's like mismatched pieces of wood that don't really seem like they were together for any sort of purpose. So like all white, but like all very, very slightly, like very slightly, almost imperceptibly slight shades of white. Like exposed holes where like nails and screws would have gone, like a lot of that sort of stuff. So I feel like the kitchen just needs like a full renovation to just get everything looking all part of like one set. Oh, beans. Don't die, lady. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, bollocks. Excuse my language. Right, girl, I'm not trying to do that one. That's just gonna drag that fight out longer than it needs to. Alright. Oh, and then the other thing, the other thing too is, so like yesterday, so like we actually hired a moving truck, not necessarily like a moving. Oh, come on! I'm not necessarily like a moving company, but like we just hired the truck to load up and move ourselves. So we got the boys' mate round who could drive trucks, so that was good. And so we loaded all the stuff up. They took it over here, and I sort of loaded up my car with some more stuff to bring it back as well. So we got here, unloaded the truck, got everything all did, and then so I was going to drop them, or follow them back into town. So when they dropped off the truck, then I could pick them up and blah blah blah. Anyway, so it's one of the trucks that's got like that little like tail lift thing. We like stand on and you press a button and it sort of like goes down, so you can load up like the bigger stuff. So I had that, so I was helping them out with that, and then so I put it back in the case, and I must have not put the door on properly. I think I remember putting it in and putting the latch on, but I don't think I checked. Don't think I checked whether it was actually properly on. I should have, because what then happened was, so there's start driving off, followed them in the car. As soon as they turn onto the motorway, I now see the remote come out of the case and now start like dangling on the floor, on the road, rather. Oh, come on. Bruh. Thank you. Starts like dangling on the motorway. I'm like, right, I know I'm not supposed to be like calling and driving, but I have to. So I was like calling the boy to like tell him, yo, pull the truck over, pick your bloody remote up. But then he wasn't answering, so I called like 15 times. And by the time he picked up, we were practically already at the place that we need to drop thing on. And he's like, what? And I'm like, the remote has been dangling on the motorway for the past 10 minutes. At 100 kilometers an hour speeds. I'm surprised it hasn't been like completely eviscerated on the road. So then eventually we got somewhere, and they pulled over and had a look at it, and it was actually fine. Like, it still worked miraculously. Wasn't completely eviscerated and shredded. So it was just like a 10-minute drive down a motorway, just watching this remote just like dangling behind this truck, and just like furiously trying to call the boy to tell them to go and pick it up. But yeah, so that was a bit of fun and games. But technically, my fault. Technically, that would have happened if I had checked the latch on the door properly. But hey, out of an entire day of moving stuff, that was probably the only like It wasn't even a thing that necessarily went wrong, but just like that was probably the only thing that didn't go 100% perfectly. Oh, come on. What is with the bloody AI today? It's just been an absolute mongrel. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Lovely jubbly. Right, who was I just facing? Tobirama. Lovely and lovely. Right, and I'll update the fights remaining of this because we're down to 10,076. I do actually love playing as Tobirama. In the Ultimate Ninja games, he was actually pretty fun to play as. Lovely. Jubbly. Of course. Oh, come on. Ah! Ah! Right, and now... No. Oh, come on, come on. No, stop, 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 stop! Stop! There we go. I literally just had a thought in my head and I can't remember what it was. Oh, that's what it was. Complete tangent, side note. Because what I bought, I downloaded the Crash Bandicoot 4. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I can't even remember if I even told this. I might have already said this, but I can't remember. Yeah, so download Crash Bandicoot 4. Excuse me, because I've played the first 3, having a fun time. I don't know what the hell's going on. It is difficult, to say the least. And so I googled it. I'm like, why am I dying so easily to stuff? And apparently it is generally considered harder than the first 3. But it's like, it sometimes, because I'm thinking, well, is this game, like, Crash Bandicoot technically is like, I don't want to say it's a kid's game, like the same way that, like, I don't know, Barbie Dress Up's a kid's game. But like, it just felt so difficult. Like, to the point, the margin for error on some of the bits is like so insanely tight. Like, you literally can't, you've got to do like a span of like 10 minutes, like not 10 minutes. There's like a good like 2-minute span where if you don't do it perfectly, you've got to start all over from this bit again. And I'm like, surely I can't be the only one that seems to be having difficulty with this, because it's like, it's just like some of the timings on it are a bit ridiculous. And I'm like, how would like a 7-year-old, like, to the point where I'm like, how is a 7-year-old supposed to do this? Like a young kid, like, couldn't play this game, I don't think. Or that, like, eventually they would be able to do it. But it's just like, really? Right, lady, are you gonna let me? Screw it. I'm gonna be here for like 10 minutes trying to get his bloody ultimate to hit, so screw it, I don't care. I'll give it. Oh, actually, no. I'll give it one more go. I'll try and do my chakra dash. There we go. Oh, God, not even that. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, right. We'll see how we go. Oh, that's right. I was meant to update the bloody fights remaining, wasn't I? Right, I'll update after the next one. Because we're down to 74. Oh, we're not going to get anywhere near the number I was looking at. But that's okay. We'll see how we go. And Georgie. Lovely. Just gonna get him with it. Get it over and done with. Boom. Oh, then the other thing too, as well. Goodness gracious! So we get here, and then so the way that like the rubbish around here works, is so you get 3 bins. You get a red bin, a yellow bin, and a green bin. So obviously green's green waste, yellow's recycling, and red's rubbish. So what you do? So every week rubbish gets picked up, but it sort of alternates which bins. So green bin will always be picked up every week. But then it alternates, so it'll be like 1 week it'll be green and red, next one will be green and yellow, and then green and red, and then green and yellow, so it works like that. So you know, everyone will have 3 bins, essentially. So we get here, we see a yellow bin, don't see a green or a red bin, so I'm like, oh beans, are you telling me that either it's been misplaced or they never had a green or a red bin? So I'm like, well, that's a bit stupid, isn't it? Anyway, so you can because they're all like part of like your rates that you pay. So you know, so I go on the council website, being like, yo, I'm gonna order myself some new bins, and then so they're like, yo, what bins do you need? I'm like, I need these bins. So I got a green one and a red one, and then I get an email. I'm just gonna update 1 second, Rooney. 074. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Anyway, so they're like, yo, what bins you need? I'm like, I need these bins. Like, yo, got you. So then I get an email, and it's like, oh, so we've just, tried to, order some things on our database. It doesn't say that you own this house. So, like, have you recently taken possession or what's going on? I'm like, yeah, like, okay, maybe I might have jumped the gun. We, like, settlement was yesterday. We technically own the house. What's going on? They're like, yeah, it doesn't say that you own the house. I'm just like, okay, well, anyway, so I emailed the lawyer, who technically, we've finished the matter, with that lawyer. So technically, we've done everything we need to do with them. They've done everything they needed with us. So I'm like, hey, it's me again. Just letting you know that, the council says that it's not, the record of title or, the who owns the house hasn't yet been updated on the database. They're like, okay, well, that was the whole part of, like, the whole settlement process was getting that updated. So anyway, so they just emailed the council and just said, yo, don't know what's going on, but here's the piece of paper that I sent you, like, the other day to say that, yeah, these peeps own the house. So, and then that was pretty much like just before the weekend. So hopefully tomorrow, I get some update to say your bins are on their way. Because otherwise, we need somewhere to put our rubbish. We ain't got nowhere to put my rubbish. We got places to put recycling. But don't have anywhere to put my rubbish. And I need to put my rubbish somewhere. So what was that? Are you putting chippus on? Oh, you already have. Yeah, I'll have a little bit. Oh yeah, so as I'm sure most couples have, because a good couple is one that does. You have your little like secret language that goes on, you know, your little words and your phrases that, you know, mean things to you, but everyone else is just like, what the hell are you on about? Thank you. Thank you very much. The power cut hasn't happened yet, so I think it must be the washing machine.
Yeah, I'll try and plug in a different plug.
Thank
I
you.
don't have another one, but I'll have to run it.
Extension cord or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Um. Mm. Yeah, like for a phrase that to anyone else, they're like, what y'all on about? It's ours. And I'll even go through the whole origin story. So, delicious. Is so when we were together, I'm all like, because I love ice cream and I love the Japanese language and just Japan and Japanese culture in general. Not in a weeb kind of way, but just like genuine, you know, holistic interest. And I'm like, well, the Japanese word for ice cream, because it's a foreign word, you say in Romaji, and it's aisukrimu. Aisukrimu is the name for ice cream in Japanese. Fabulous, fantastic. So then, from that was born a knack, a habit of putting oo at the end of words. So now it's actually permeated a lot of our language. So chips are now chippu. A fish is now fishu. Shopping is now shoppingu. Bags are now bagu. Games are now gamu. What else? Sleeping or sleeps is now sleepu. What else? Ice cream is ice creamu. What else? Streaming is now streamu. What else? Steak is now steku. No, staku. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, and so on and so forth. So if you ever hear me say words like chipu, gamu, then that's why. Delicious. Who's just playing this dryer? Lovely. Oh, that's right. And then we had oh my god, more house dramas. So yesterday, because we've got a hot water cylinder, not gas. So when yesterday in the hot water cupboard, so we know that a switch was off. So we're like, okay, we just gotta. So I said, well, when you come with all the stuff in the truck, just flick the switch in the hot water cylinder cupboard, and then and then the hot water cylinder can go. So he flicks it on, and then probably would have been, I want to say like a good 6 hours later. Hube. That's a good one, Hube. I'm assuming it's pronounced Hube. Oh, beans. So it flicked on, and then 6 hours later, 6 hours later, where'd my chip go? My chips disappeared. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness, where did it go? Unless I completely imagined that falling down. I must have just completely imagined that falling down. Goodness. Already losing it. You oob. You oob. You oob. That's a good one. I like that one. Naruto 6 paths and he done. Cool. Anyway, long story short, we get to night time. We ain't got no hot water. So, we're like, oh beans. So, we reflected on what we think. So, our first thought was that, oh my goodness, have they put the switch on backwards? And we actually ended up flicking the hot water off. But I'm like, no, I've got a funny feeling it's on the right place. Maybe we just got to leave it a bit more than longer than we thought. So, left it on overnight. The boy gets up at like some ridiculous hour of the night or out of the morning, and I can hear him like turn the shower water on, and then I'm like, oh right, so I'll know if it's hot water whether it stays on, and it did stay on, so we have hot water finally. So we thought, we thought that it was going to be we thought it was going to be a case of, oh that's our hot water's buggered, and now we need a plumber / electrician to sort out. I found the chip! Because it was in like this corner, the pocket of my dressing gown. I found the chip, I wasn't going mad. Anyway, so hot water we thought we didn't have. That drama is now averted, thank goodness. The only drama now with the hot water is that the hot water cylinder that we have is like a low to medium pressure one. So like at our last place, like the water pressure was like decent. So it was like firing like arrows onto your back in the shower. And now it's just like that kind of water. It's not horrible. It's actually alright, but because we're used to like hardcore water pressure. It's one of those things that you miss when you no longer have it. But me being Mrs. Energy Conscious, it's good for me because apparently low water pressure means less water going through the thingy, which means less water that's being heated by the hot water cylinder, which means less power being used. So it actually is in my best interests to keep now the AI for him always wants to do that little like soccer ball throw. I've noticed that he'll always do it, I think. Yeah, like he just did it there. He's always doing that. Yeah, he just did it again. Betcha he's going to do at least one more. He's going to do at least one more before the fight. Oh, unless I can get him. No, I got him. Never mind. Lovely. Right, next is 1010. The bane now. 1010, not puppet users, are the bane of my existence now. Delicious. Okay. Because I hate her jutsu because I can never seem to hit anyone with it. And it's stupid because technically Young Sakura's her like rope with the chain ball thing is essentially almost the same thing ish. Like ish. And that one's perfect. That one's amazing. It always does its oh my excuse me. Sir, what was that? Absolute lightning speed. Like, that's why the computer annoys the hell out of me. That was some inhuman speed to catch me as a substitution. Like, to the point, I'm gonna screw it. Screw it, I don't even care. I'll hit him with it again. Don't mind. Don't care, don't mind. Delicious. If you're in New Zealand and you love frozen fish, highly recommend. And it's not paid promotion, just want to say. Sea Lord. Potato crumb hoki fillets. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. They put something in the crumb and I've got no idea what it is. But oh, it's fabulous. Hashtag recommend. Speaking of things and crumbs, the other exciting thing is in a couple of in a couple of weeks, start of August, I'm at work. We're starting like the Great Bake Off. So we've got like heats and different things, and then we go to the semi-finals, and then we go to the finals and all that sort of thing. So so my week, I'm actually facing my boss. My week is the 22nd of August, I think, is our day. So I'm gonna make. Because I'm going to, and I've kind of talked myself up a little bit, so I kind of have to deliver, or else everyone at work's gonna be extremely disappointed. Because I've kind of said that, like, I'd be going around saying like, y'all, whoever's facing me should be scared, because I'll see y'all in the final, because I'm most definitely being in the final. Like, you might as well put me in the final now, because I'm going to be in the final. Anyway, but my Heat 1 idea was going to be an ambrosia cheesecake. So I think ambrosia is different depending on where you are in the world. But in New Zealand anyway. I mean, the way we make it might actually be slightly different. But anyway, the way we make it is cream or whipped cream with like some like mixed berry or strawberry yogurt. Mix it all around. And then you get marshmallows, and it's up to you how big the marshmallows you want. We cut ours into like halves or quarters. Put your marshmallows in. And then you put some like we use frozen berries, but by the time we go to eat it, it's they've sort of thawed. That's what I'm looking for. Thawed a little bit. So we put them in and then mix that all around. Then we put Maltesers in ours as the extra, like, Pam, pizzazz, take that. This is amazing. And then you crumble like flake chocolate on top and put some like little berries and things. Delicious, fabulous. It is the dessert of champions. It is so heavenly. It's kind of like me and the boys like go to when we just want a dessert that just feels special, and it's just delicious and it's amazing. We go, oh, and I forgot the best bit. So at the bowl, when you're putting in the bowl, because like you serve it in a bowl, you put a layer. You like first you put jelly, like raspberry jelly or strawberry jelly, as the bottom layer, and then you put your cream yogurt mix on top of that. Just remembered that, and then you put it in the fridge for a few hours. What was I going to say? Anyway, so make an ambrosia cheesecake. So what that is essentially, the cheesecake mix has, like cream cheese, and then the yogurt and cream, and then the marshmallows and all of that like mixed into the cheesecake filling. Oh, heavenly. I'm thinking I might put some like a little bit of like chocolate chips in as well. The boy said probably avoid Maltesers because it'll be too big for a slice of cheesecake, but that's fine. So little bits of marshmallows, chocolate chips, delicious. And then, because we'll just have like, just your standard cheesecake base, I was thinking, do I put a layer of jelly at the bottom? Maybe not. That might be overkill. Maybe put like little jelly bits, something, anyway. So that's that. But I was, I want this to be amazing. So, last night, to celebrate, first night in the house, we went and bought, we had a lovely dinner of ravioli. Store-bought ravioli was store-bought tomato sauce, but that was fine. And then, so we bought some ice cream, obviously, as you do. And we also bought like a Sara Lee cheesecake, the nice cheesecakes at the supermarket. And so I've always wondered, because the base that they've got, is just your normal crumbly biscuit base. It's very like fine biscuits, almost like they're like super blended. And I know that they've got something in the base that's just lovely, but I've never ever, like, because I'm rubbish when I've like, like in Hell's Kitchen, when like you do the challenge where you got to put the headphones and the blindfold on, and then you like, they put like a cube of potato in your mouth and you're like, oh, it's carrot or something, whatever. Excuse me. I'll be absolutely rubbish at those. Oh my goodness, bruh, leave me alone. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I've never been able to pinpoint what's in the space, but then today it clicked, because we were having some for breakfast, as you do, or I was anyway. And I was eating it, and I looked down, and I saw like in the base they had like these dark little bits in there. I'm like, oh, it's cinnamon in the base. That's what makes it so delicious. So now in my ambrosia cheesecake, guess who's putting cinnamon in the base as well, but like just like ever so slight hint of it. So it's just like this flavour that's not like overpowering, but it's like there, and it just enhances it. It'll be fabulous. Anyway, so that's gonna be my heat one dessert. That's gonna be, everyone's gonna be like, oh, this girl came to play, she came to slay, just because. Well, I've kind of talked myself up, so I have to really. So that's gonna be heat one, and then because I'm gonna make it into the semi-finals, like no questions asked. So then I was thinking, well, I can't do another cheesecake. I can't do 2 cheesecakes in a row. So what do I do? Well, technically, there's this other recipe I found, and I'd love to make it. Triple chocolate mousse cake. So you get like so you get dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate, and you make different kind of and you make 3 kind of mousses with it, and then you make them as layers and set them separately, and then you put them on top of each other with like a nice like chocolate sponge, like a really light chocolate sponge in between all the layers. Oh, delicious! And besides, the only one of these 3 desserts, which I'll tell you about the third, the only ones that I've actually ever made is I've made the ambrosia cheesecake once. And I screwed it up because I did the gelatin wrong, and then the gelatin like hardened into these like little lumps. So then you're just like you just bite down like a lump of gelatin. Not a good time. But anyway, so triple chocolate mousse cake I think I might make. I'm thinking, do I do something else? But no, I'm definitely gonna do it. And then, because that's gonna be amazing. So then in the finals, I'm gonna wow them. I've never made it before, and it's probably gonna turn out like an absolute disaster, but I don't care, because it's going to be amazing. If I pull it off, it'll be amazing. So you'll always see them in like the Japanese and Korean like ASMR cooking videos, and so it's another cheesecake, but gotta wow them with what you know. So normal base cheesecake, normal filling, but then what you do is there's 2 options I've got. I can either do strawberry or peach, and I'm kind of feeling the strawberry route. But what you do is, so you slice strawberries and you lay them all up on top of the cheesecake. And then you've prepared beforehand a gelatin sugar strawberry syrup, and then you pour that over the top get nice and good. And then when it sets, it's slightly clear as well, so you'll be able to see the strawberries underneath through it. And then it sets, and it's like, because it's gelatin, like it sets like a proper jelly. So now on your slice of cheesecake is now you got your biscuit, and then you've got your filling, and now you've got this like nice sweet clear jelly substance on top that you can like see all the decorations that you put on top of the cheesecake through it. Like, man, it's gonna be good. And it's gonna be, because we're marked on creativity, taste, and presentation. And so it's going to win on taste, because how can a cheesecake not win on taste? It's going to win on creativity, because who else is going to do a lovely, delicious gelatin sugar syrup as part of theirs? And it's going to win on presentation, because it's going to look absolutely fantastic. It's going to look so heavenly that people are going to be like wishing that they had been as smart and intelligent as I was. And if it fails, it will fail spectacularly, because what's going to happen is, I guarantee is what's going to happen, it's going to be, I'm going to like get the base, I'm going to go pour the gelatin mix on top. And what's going to happen is it's going to like seep, it's going to like pour, and then it's going to like fall down the sides of the cheesecake tin. It's going to do that. That's what's going to happen. Or it's going to like sink, it's going to like be absorbed into the cheesecake bit. So, I mean, if it goes well, it's going to go well. If it doesn't go well, it's going to be an absolute disaster. But, and then I've kind of like, the boy keeps warning me not to, but I keep doing it. He says that the problem is, if you keep talking yourself up, when you fail, everyone's going to be like, like you were saying you were going to be in the finals and you failed in the first thing, like, ha. But then I'm saying, well, but the thing is because it's also now a psychology game as well. Because now, when I win, because I have to believe in yourself, I'm gonna win in the first round. Because now, when I win, and I'm gonna be like, guys, you need to start believing me when I say I'm gonna be making it to the finals and winning. Because now I'm sowing the seeds of doubt and pessimism in their heads. And now, whoever's gonna be going up against me in the semi-finals is now going to be like, oh, there's no way I can beat her. I might as well just pack it in now. And then when they're making their dessert, they're gonna be doing it half-heartedly because they're thinking, oh, this is never gonna beat whatever she's got. And then even if I do a subpar one, because they've been so doubtful of theirs, I'm going to beat them just because they're putting an even worse one on the board. And then when it gets to the finals, so this is where it's all going to come to a head. So, I've told them all I'm going to meet you in the finals. I'm in the finals. Because now, have I said I'm going to win? I think so. I think I've been saying more how I'm going to go into the finals rather than how I'm going to win. But then, so people are going to be like, oh, so she smashed the first round, she smashed the second round with even if it was a subpar thing, I've still smashed it. So they're like, goodness, she can even win even when she's not putting her best thing forward. And because it's now the final, she's going to be doing the best thing ever. I'm definitely not going to win this time. So now the people in the finals are now even going to be even more scared to face me. And they're going to put an even worse dish than before. Or what's now gonna happen is I completely lost my train of thought just then. Oh yeah, no, that's right. I just remembered. because what's now going to happen is, because they're going to be like, right, I have to really pull out the stops for all of this, but then they'll go like over ambitious. They'll be looking up like the most amazing luxurious cake ever made in the history of ever, and they're going to be trying to replicate that because that's what they think they're going to need to be able to beat me, when actually you just need to produce, like, I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot by just being so like amazing with my gelatin one. It's probably going to end up like hilariously bad, but they're going to like overshoot and be too over ambitious, and they'll make one that like requires like either like, you get those sorts of cakes where just from the sheer like intricacy of the decorations or how it's made, you kind of need like a professional cake kitchen. Like you kind of need like all like their super like fancy tools. So they're gonna like pick a recipe that, on the website it says, oh yeah, no, you can do this in like 10 minutes, but actually it requires like 50 very specifically designed like tools and all of those sorts of things, and a fancy kitchen and like 3 days preparation. So they're gonna see, it's all like me just sowing the seeds of doubt and stuff now. It's gonna pay in the long run. The boy doesn't think so, but I know it will. And at least if it says, if I fall at the first hurdle and I fail in the first round, which, to be honest, is of course a very real possibility, because I'm up against someone who's had far more cooking experience than I have. You good?
Do you want a drink?
Oh yes, please, if that's okay.
Yep.
You don't mind?
Yep.
Thank you. The fish was lovely and the chips were lovely. Thank you very much.
That's okay. Just gonna close the store and keep the
Heat in? Okay. Yeah, so I'm up against someone with technically significant, like, far more years of cooking experience than I have, but I must keep a brave face. And then if I do fall at the first hurdle, then I'll say, well, maybe I was like, maybe I just like come clean and I say, I was trying to play the psychology game. I knew I was going to fall at the first hurdle, but I was trying to see if I could psych everyone out. And they're like, so you weren't being too overconfident. You were just trying to be like, play the game. I'm like, yeah, see, that's what I was doing the whole time. And then, so I have that like backup in case it all goes wrong. But then obviously if it goes right, then I can be like, see, I'm just that amazing. So it's going to be one of those two. I'll let y'all know how it goes. It's going to be great. It's going to be fab. It's going to be fabulous. Yes, I think. So, what's it? Because I know that, what's it? So the looking at like the heats and like the map and stuff. So if I do make it to the semi-finals, the two possible people that it could be is, so there's one of our project managers. She's technically like my age, so I don't know. I think she said, I think it was her. She said she doesn't bake. She's not really a baker. She can make like lovely dinners, but she's not like the kind to like bake a cake or do anything like that. So I'm like, okay, so does that mean that she's kind of like out of the running because she just she won't make something good? Because then the other guy is one of the guys who's in our like we've got like a product that we sell to companies. Like he's part of that development team, or like that consulting team, should I say? And he's like, so me and the boy, we kind of have like a nickname for him. We call him Batman. So because of that, because he is one of the most sweetest, softest, most unassuming guys ever. He's just fabulous. And then, but he seems to live this double life. Like he's like super good at photography. He's got like a little like photography studio in his house, and he goes on like all these trips to take like all these like really nice photos. And he's like he's lived in Canada and seen like black bears and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, are you like secretly like Batman? Do you like secretly live this double life? Because he's just, like I said, he's unassuming, so you wouldn't think so, but he's just amazing. But anyway, so I've got a funny feeling that he will show his Batmanness once again and like present the most amazing possible dessert ever, like that completely blows all of my ideas out of the water. I've got a feeling that might happen. So I feel like I'll be up against him in the semi-finals if I do make it there. Yeah, so that's my possible thing. And then if I make it, I make it to the finals. Actually, I'll just quickly update this list because now we're down to 5-8. Lovely. Actually, no, I've got to bring my list up again. Anyway, Sasuke, Rene, and yes, and Hiruzen again. Goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah. So the possible people is my the boss man of the company, and who's one of the developer leads. I think he's in the other heats. I was trying to think who he's up against. I can't remember who he's up against. And then so the people in the heats after me. So we've got our product consultant lead. She's super lovely. I reckon she'll make something amazing. Or one of our principal consultants, and I reckon he'll probably smash something out of the park. He's the kind of unassuming thing where you don't really know what he does food wise, but you just get I get the feeling he'll probably be or he might cheat and buy something. He's actually the kind of person that would probably hire someone to actually make something, so he doesn't have to do it himself. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, and then there's, I think, one of our other developers is another possible person too. So we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So I could be up against my bosses essentially in the finals, because because I think there's with how the heats will work, there'll be 3 people in the final. Because there'll be you'll be it's, I think it's only 2 people versus each other in the heats, and then it'll be and then all 3 in the final. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh no, I don't want to do that again. Goodness gracious. I'm happy with that, see? That was a shocking. I don't like playing as him. I don't like... Well, that version of Sasuke, anyway. Just got rubbish, absolute rubbish, triggers for his ultimates. Oh, no, wrong one. Got a wrong one. Wrong one. That one. Yes. Alright. Lovely. But yeah, so as it goes on, I'll let y'all know how I go. If I do fall at the first hurdle, I probably you'll know that I've fallen at the first hurdle, because I'll probably never mention it ever again. I probably won't mention it at all. You'll never hear about this bake-off or what's happened. Oh, which also reminds me, because when we bring it into work, we're going to need some way of not giving away, because what's going to be doing is when it gets presented, it's you're not supposed to know who's made each one. But when you're bringing it into work, you've also got to make sure that people don't see what you've made, before, ahead of time. So I've got to probably get one of those blank, you get those sort of just completely blank white boxes that fold up and away you go, and people present cakes and stuff in there. I think I might need to get one of those. I might ask my mum where she sources hers from, so I need one of those. Just bring in just complete plain packaging. But then the other thing too is that all you need is someone to see you with that particular box, and then the other person brings in a completely separate box, and then they're oh well, I obviously, and then if they're served, and if people see which one comes out of that box, then they know which one's yours. Because then there's a bias. Because the thing too is as soon as people know which one's mine, that's when me trying to do play my whole like I'm gonna be in the finals. It's gonna bite me in the ass because it'll either go one of two ways. One is that they'll know that mine's amazing, and so they'll automatically have that bias that mine's going to be definitely amazing, and then it'll be even more delicious because they're expecting it to be delicious, and then they'll vote for me. On the flip side, they'll say, even though delicious as it may be, I'm going to vote for the other person purely so you don't get into the semi-finals. It'll be like one of those ones. Oh, come on. Bruh, stop. Yay. Got him right on the edge of that shockwave. Fabulous. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Alright. Try get down to 50 and then stop. No, get down to see how far I can go before like quarter to 8. But I'll definitely be able to get to 10,000 on Thursday. Lovely. Straight into it. Oh, actually, where am I? No, I might get down to 50, I think, and then call it a day. I would have definitely been like far like would have been able to get far more done, but of course the bloody washing machine decides to bloody cut the fuse at our house. So at least we know for now, if we need power for anything, don't put the washing machine on alongside anything else. Or yeah, don't have your computers on when the washing machine's on. It's definitely faulty wiring more than anything else. Alright, so we'll do 4 more fights. Methinks. So we've got Choji again and third Raikage. Oh, I might do 5 actually. Oh, thank you. I'll be finishing soon. I think I've got like four more fights after this to go.
That's okay.
Oh, the other idea I was having, because I'm still like, so even though if I make it to the semi-finals of this Bake Off, even though my idea for the moment is to do that triple chocolate mousse cake, I was also thinking possibly, so I did say, so on my many years ago, no, don't want to do another one. Many years ago, when I was looking at some like, watching like cool recipes and stuff. So there's 2. So one was like because I don't want to do 3 cheesecakes in a row. No, so I'll leave. So it was a rainbow cheesecake, but I probably won't end up doing that. The other one was a Captain America cake. And so what it was, you make like 6 different sponge cakes. But some of them are blue, and some of them are red, and some of them are just normal sponge, like uncolored. And then so what you do is you layer the white and red ones, you layer them up, and then what you do is you cut, for one of the blue sponges, you cut you cut like a ring, you cut like a ring out of it. So you cut like a ring from the outside, and then what you do is you cut the same shaped ring from the top of like the top layer of the other one, basically to the point where you slot the blue ring around the outside of the top layer of the other one, because what that does is it has the effect of when you cut the slice, it's the your other bit of that's in your truck.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting it. Yeah, so the effect is that a slice of that cake will look like the American flag. So it'll have like the blue in the corner and then like the red and whites underneath. And I can't remember how she does the top of that. I think it's like a whole separate... Yeah, I can't remember whether it's iced or not. I've got a feeling it is iced. But anyway, but at the top is obviously Captain America's shield on the top of it. So that was pretty cool. Like, I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that. Yeah. Asuma and Kisame. Yeah, but I'm like, well, we're not in America, so I don't know. I think I'll definitely win for creativity on that one and presentation. Taste, it's just a sponge, isn't it? So you'd need like jam or something in the middle of the sponges. Nah, I probably wouldn't do that actually. Nah, because I still need taste to be amazing. See, with cheesecakes, it's just all about the flavour. So, see, actually, no, cheesecakes is like the perfect combination of taste, creativity, and presentation. So I think, yeah. But then the triple chocolate mousse cake, definitely taste, definitely presentation. Creativity, I'll probably need to do something else with it. Yeah, because then my ambrosia cake as well, my ambrosia cheesecake, I'm going to have to do something with the creativity, because I'll definitely win taste, definitely win presentation. It's the creativity. It's just like my gelatin cheesecake idea is definitely going to win the creativity and the taste and the presentation. So it's like the perfect combination. It's just I've got to get that creativity bit. So I'd probably need to think of like, what's something else I can do with my ambrosia cheesecake that's going to win that creativity. I can't really think of what it is. I feel like I need to do something with the jelly, because I don't want to have like a layer of jelly on top, and I don't want to have a layer of jelly between the filling and the biscuit base, because otherwise the biscuit base is not going to stick to the jelly properly, and that's still going to just slide off essentially. But I want to do something with the jelly. I just can't think of what it is. So I've seen another cheesecake, like one of those like ASMR video ones, where they create they get like a disc of the jelly, and they pour the cheesecake in, mix in, so like halfway, or like half the mix in, and then they put this like they put these like semi-clear jelly discs on top, and then put the rest of the cheesecake mix around it. So then what it is that when you cut the slicing of the cheesecake, in the middle of the slice, so like a little bit, like sort of like that, like that much away from the corner is these discs, is like a nice like jelly interior. So I was thinking, do I do something like that? Or do I even like put like fruit in that? So like you kind of have like a like pre-make, like almost like pre-make almost like a big jelly tower with like bits of fruit or berries. It'd have to be a berry one if I'm doing the ambrosia. Bits of that inside, so you've got like a big tower, like a big stack, and I'll put that in the middle of it. So inside the jelly, within the ambrosia cheesecake, is like berries. Possibly. Right, alright, one last fight. So we've got Sasuke Taka versus himself. I bet you... I was going to pick that one. He's got a nice purple. It's got a lovely little purple. Lovely. Oh, you got your bit.
No, just grab my phone.
Oh, you're just grabbing your phone. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Hey. Right, and then lovely jubbly. Ah, delicious hot cup of tea. Alright. Should I do one more fight? No. Oh, I'll leave it here. It's technically 2 hours. So I did manage to do 51 fights in 2 hours. Well, a bit less than that actually. Yeah, so I'll leave it here. Alright. So, thank you for joining. What actually should I just... no, I'll move that there. Anyway, thank you for joining. Apologies deeply for the... let's call them intermissions. At the start, bloody washing machine blowing the fuse, that's the word I'm looking for. But we're here, we're good. We now know not to have the washing machine on when I'm trying to stream. So that's right. So that's, we've learned that, got that one out of the way. Okay, so like I said, thank you very much for joining me for day 18. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, just need to update this. Here we go. So day 19, we'll manage to break the 10,000 mark down to the 9,000s. Oh, it's going to look good. It's going to look sexy. So, yeah. So Thursday will be, so the plan is in the new digs, we'll be unpacking just slowly, but hey, you might see this room evolve around me. We'll see how we go. But now we're in the new digs, so I can start this back up properly again. So Thursday will be, day 19. Friday will be more Stranger Paradise. Saturday, because then the other thing, so Cult with the Bun is going to be a bit different, because the problem is that what we would do is we would get like a super long HDMI cord, because the screen's too tiny. The screen we're using is way too tiny for him, because he can't see properly. Or no, he needs glasses. He should be wearing his glasses all the time, but he doesn't. Anyway, so we would like get a super long HDMI cable to go from and a switch, HDMI switch to go from the TV to the capture card, so I could still have the stream overlays and everything and the webcam, but then still be able to play on the TV. Problem is that the TV is like, would need like a 10-meter long HDMI cable, which we don't have. So that's not going to work, and I'm not particularly keen on bringing the PC out to the lounge, nor bringing the TV into here. I suppose we could bring the TV into here, couldn't we? Nah, because then we actually only have one chair in here as well too, so that's not going to work. So anyway, so Cult with the Bun might be temporarily postponed until further notice. So Saturday nights will probably be either more Stranger Paradise or something else. I don't know. Think of something else. Might be new, might be another game. But yeah, so anyway, I'll leave it here. Oh, and then Sunday will be Naruto day 20. Yeah, so that will be up me. I will call it a day there. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a fabulous morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may so be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.